Right, welcome everybody to another episode of Chris and Dave's Reality Cast. I am one of your hosts, Chris Phelps, and my co-host and very good friend is Mr. Dave Horrocks.
Hey there, Chris, and hello to our listeners out there. Welcome to Chris and Dave's Reality Cast, and we are covering Love Island UK Season 7, Episode 7. I was thinking then if I write that down right, because they number the first bits as well, don't they, Steve? But
yeah.
Steve, fucking hell,
Steve.
Chris.
How many a podcast? Steve! I'm being replaced already.
Fuck's sake. Steve. Oh, no, it's not Steve, it's Alan. Fucking what a calamitous start to the day, Chris. Fucking Monday. And it's it's off to a cracker. So right. Chris, you bloody bogan, you. Where do you want to start today?
Well, yeah, exactly, Dave. So I want to be transparent. I want to be fair. And I have gone in on Faye. So, Dave, I'm going all in on fucking Brad. Because today we got Rachel, didn't we? The back end of the episode, the last episode, she comes in, all of a sudden, fucking Chugs, what a fucking name. That is just a middle-class name if you've ever heard of it, a proper rugby name, that.
Oh, so we've got Chugs. Middle. I reckon he's middle to upper.
Yeah, I think upper class. Well, he's a class above me, Dave, anyway, so we're going with him. But fucking Brad, so transparent. So Rachel, straight away, and I'll give Rachel credit, she said, I don't know whether are you just talking to me, saying to Chugs and Brad, you're just talking to me because you want to stay in the villa. Of course they are, Rachel. She's so right what she was saying. She spoke what she thought, and I did like that about her. But Brad, straight away, well, when I saw you, I knew you were my type straight away. You were the type. I'm like, oh, fuck off, Brad, you fucking dick. What a load of fucking Pinocchio bullshit. And then, but to be fair, she bought into it. She's going, yeah. And as soon as I saw you, I was like, what's up with these bitches? Have you said, did she say bitches or something? What's up with these bitches?
I think so, yeah.
Why are you stood there? And it's like, because he's fucking dreary as fucking dishwater, Rachel. That's why he's fucking stood there. Not because of anything else. But you would think the opposite, wouldn't you? You'd see a guy who's good looking like Brad, who's probably the best looking guy in the villa, one of two, probably. And it's like, why is he up there? What's wrong with him? No, she sees it as it's the women that are at fault. Like, what's wrong with these people? Which also would say, I suppose, to Rachel, is she quite superficial, Dave? Because she's going for the looks. I don't know. But I did think Rachel accustomed herself quite well to the villa. And I thought she asked the right questions a lot what we were thinking about these two fucking sharks.
Yeah. I mean, Chris, I'm quick to point out the Bachelor producers here and how they manipulate things. And with Love Island, we know it's a game. So it's all fair game then, isn't it? When they piss about with the rules and stuff and they throw in these curveballs and what have you. But, I think it's a bit unfair on Rachel, to be honest. They've literally set this game up so in order to stay in the villa, they have to win her over. That's it. And I don't remember such a blatant producer manipulation on, keeping someone in. Normally, the manipulation or the game playing is done by the contestants. But I mean, I think it's a bit shit, really, just setting them up that way. Because honestly, I don't think Rachel's either of their types.
No, I don't think so. But also for her, Dave, she's got to stay in, hasn't she? So she's got to play the game to a point, even if, Brad or, I mean, look, I've got to be honest. Fucking Chugs. What is that guy bringing to the table, Dave? I was class. Right about Chugs.
Class, Chris.
Yeah, class. That's why he's fucking struggling. Because he's got a bit about him.
We don't need fucking class and poshness on our trash shit TV, Chris.
That's brilliant, Dave. That's so true. He's so fucking true with these no marks that are on here. He is just completely a fish out of water. And all the chat he's got is bollocks. I mean, when he's talking to Rachel, I was like, oh, Chugs, please, just stop talking, mate. Just please. It was just so like pulling my teeth out, Dave. It was just pathetic, like the way he was trying to show an interest in her. But Brad, he does not give a fuck, Dave. This guy's going to have 4 or 5 different partners in this whole run. And I swear to you, I messaged you tonight when we were watching it. It's on till the 23rd of August, Dave. It's on for 2 months. There's going to be couples that we don't even know about in the next coming weeks who are going to win this show, Dave. I'm telling you, these people, I'd be amazed if there's anybody out of this initial lineup is still here at the end.
No, there's usually some OGs hanging around, aren't there? So I think there will be. I think, who do you think, out of Chugs and Brad, who do you think that Rachel will go with?
Well, Dave, I am a betting man, and I'm a terrible better. I only bet on football every sporadically, and I'll do the lottery and stuff. I will bet my mortgage that she's going to pick Brad. Sam did say to me tonight, I think she's going to pick Chugs, and I'm like, no, not a chance. I think Brad has done Brad has done the fake grafting, as they call it, just to get her attention.
Yeah, he's a desperate man, isn't he? He's got no other choice but to graft. It's like, finally, he's got to get out there and actually he asked the question. I do really like Rachel. I think, like you say, she's got a bit about her. She can see it for what it is. She's trying to figure out, okay, these guys really into me, or the fact that the game is set up this way, and I need to pick one of them. Is it all just for that? But, you know, when you smell the old bullshitometer, when she's looking down at Brad because he says, oh, yeah, I'm a bit of a cook and he doesn't know what fucking coq au vin is. And I'm like, oh, you got sussed out. And she goes, yeah, it's duck with wine. And I'm like, what? It's a fucking chicken. Cock is a chicken. So it's like, I'm like, are you maybe just faking this a little bit as well? I mean, again, it makes me laugh with coq au vin because that's what basically like the French peasants used to eat. And it's like, oh yeah, this really posh. Oh, it's coq au vin. So I don't know. I need to see more of Rachel. I do think, you know, I've liked most, I would say 95%, but just that comment about the duck with wine just made me think, maybe you're not quite as, you're not exactly how you're portraying yourself to be.
Well, you couldn't have segued into my next point even more than what you've just done. And this wasn't planned because none of this is ever
because
planned.
We never planned anything.
But there's some cracks, Dave, in a couple of these solid couples. So Jake dialogue straight away, talking to a couple of the guys about he's open if someone else come in. I'm like, oh, you're going to break Liberty's heart. But Toby as well with Kaz. Dave, we both called Toby out, and that I think Toby's a nice lad. He's funny. A lot of the things he said, he quite level-headed and that. But when they were both in, and then look, it's a fucking game show. It's a game show that we're getting really offended by, that they're actually bed hopping. And then when it finishes, I'm always like, I want someone to do that. But when you're in the mix watching it, I'm like, Jake's going to absolutely tear. He's going to go in Casa Amor, and I guarantee he's going to get with someone, Dave, if he's still here.
Yeah, I think there's a big difference, though, with how Jake's approaching it and how Toby's approaching it.
Yes, yeah.
So Toby, I think, he's just not really feeling it. So whereas Kaz is trying to get more kind of, I don't want to say intimate, like not quite that far, but, you know, she's wanting to get cozy and stuff with him. And he's kind of holding back because he's not feeling it. He doesn't want to send out the signals. Jake doesn't give a fuck. Right? But his head is already thinking about, you know, well, probably if someone really fit comes in, I'm probably going to ditch Liberty, because he couldn't have asked for a better personality. So it's all like a superficial thing. And I think he's said these little, you know, he's dropped these little nuggets in each episode that he just doesn't find 100% attractive. You know, he's not looking to rip her clothes off. And I think Liberty is much more into Jake than the other way round. So yeah, it's gonna be painful to watch that one, but there's no way he's coming out the other end of Casa Amor, even if he gets that far, Chris.
No, not at all. And one thing I forgot to say, Dave, just moving slightly back to Rachel, when she said to Brad, "You look like a fuck boy." but you're really sweet. And I'm watching it going, no, just say you look like a fuck boy. Don't carry it on with the sweet bit. You were right the first time.
And you're done. It's an act. So.
Oh my God, that was brilliant. That was because Brad's like, she's got me a fucking a fuck boy. And it's like, because you are, and that's exactly what she's calling you out on. But the sweet bit, cut it off at that point, full stop. Should have been after the fuck boy. But I do think Jake is, Dave. I'm sorry, but I think Jake, and you're totally right. Your delivery then was perfect. Exactly how, basically what I was thinking. He is like that. And I think, as this goes, look, it's going to make great TV, but we're literally going to be, what was he called? The lad from Manchester who Callum with Shanice won it. Oh,
yeah.
Oh my God. No, Shauna, sorry, not Shanice. Shauna, sorry.
Shauna, that's right. So it is very, very similar. Very similar to that. And so, Chris, I have to say, the only couple that looks like they've got some kind of foundation and could, last out a week is Sharon and Aaron.
Yes, big time. Very compatible, I think, Dave.
Yeah, and they had a bit of a nice bit of an intimate snog as well, didn't they? And I think, I could see out of all of the couples, they're the only ones that I think, they actually look quite compatible. They got some good chemistry. They seem to understand each other and seem to be into each other. So. Yeah, they're my power couple of the moment. Yeah, no, I agree. I've got nothing bad to say about them, Dave, which makes a change for Love Island. But I will say, Dave, if you're going to, try and go a bit upmarket, you're talking about Chugs being in there, bring a bit of James Bond in. I thought, this is going to be interesting. Now, basically, every bloke was just a stripper in a tuxedo, Dave. They didn't even the official music. Even Ian Sterling was laughing about that, about the music not being completely on point for James Bond. But then when they whipped the clothes off, Dave, I was just thinking about the poor girls, because then we talked about under-boob bikini gate yesterday. I was looking intently, thinking, them poor girls, are we going to get a slip it? Obviously, just for research purposes, but it genuinely was quite awesome. Keep rewinding it back. Oh, this is what I bought this HD TV for.
But it was a bit of a weird game, wasn't it? It was like, I was pissing myself though. So the first ones was Liam and Faye was second, weren't they? No, Faye and Liam, they was all covered, but Faye got covered in it, Dave. She got fucking drenched. It was Kaz and Toby was all right. Kaz was all right. She didn't really get covered in it, but they got absolutely fucking rinsed. And I was laughing. Me and Sam were laughing watching this tonight. It was good fun, that. It was just the way they were trying to be sort of sexy and keep themselves together, and it just went to pot. It was brilliant.
Fair play, producers. Fair play.
Yeah.
You've got all this gaggle of narcissists, and you just put them in these ridiculous situations. I mean, you just needed Timmy Mallet there to whack them on the head with the hammer, didn't you? So, dropping all the goo on them and stuff. But, I mean, you mentioned Liam and Faye there. What do you think of that couple?
Fake as fuck. It's fake. Just they're not into each other. They'll be into each other while this is on. And that's it. That's it, Dave.
I think fake for what reason? I mean,
just playing the game.
It is how I see it, right? I think Faye is very attracted to Liam, and I think the opposite is true as well. There's no way I'm having that they're actually compatible personality-wise. I think Liam just seems like a quite laid back, probably a good boy, plays a little bit of rugby, but he's loves his mum's home cooking and stuff like that. I think Faye's probably just a bit too much for him.
Yeah, I think so. And it could be an age thing as well, Dave, to give Faye cut her a bit of slack. He's 5-6 years old, younger than her, isn't he? Which is weird, because it's like Rachel, she's 29, and most of the guys are like 23, 24, aren't they? So that's interesting, because the girls were saying like a cougar sort of thing.
Well, there's a couple of points on that. So Chugs, when Rachel said she was 29, it's like, you're 29. It's like, way to make a girl feel good. But honestly, Chris, I've not said about him this episode yet, but the more I see a Hugo, the more he
Oh
tries.
my
He
God.
tries so hard to be one of the lads, doesn't he? And he's saying to Liam like, "Welcome to Cougarville." He's just fucking Gareth.
Oh, Dave, what about though? No, listen to me though. What about when he was fucking doing the thing with Chloe, the James Bond thing, and he leant up? You could see his fucking his dinner that he'd had the night before. I think one of the girls, I think Chloe said that. He literally was shagging her. He got his leg right up to her chest. I was like, Hugo, what the fuck are you doing here? What videos have you been watching, pal? And then he bent over and put his fucking ass in her face. And she's like, oh, and that's when she said about having his dinner. I was like, he's not got the memo here. He genuinely hasn't got the memo. But yeah, I agree, Dave. I mean, the girls are already saying, Chloe, oh, he's such a lovely guy. Exactly. I think it was Lauren had said it, and we've said it ourselves. I know you've not seen him, but he is Dr. Alex from about 2 or 3 seasons ago. Great bloke, but he got absolutely nothing.
I reckon Hugo's I reckon he's a bit of a fake nice guy, you know. Or no, that's his game is being the nice guy, and I think he does all right out of it. You know, he's the one, Chris, isn't he, that was having sex in the middle of a road. He was snogging 10 girls on the same night kind of thing. I think he likes to play this kind of nice guy. But like I said, I didn't really I was laughing about it, but I didn't like the whole welcome to Cougarville thing. And that's why I say about Gareth. He's just, and David Brent, he's sort of trying to be one of the lads, and he just says these jokes that are just a bit off, you know, yeah. Yeah, I think he'll be a kind of Anton, though. I think he'll stick around for a while. I think people will keep him in on that friendship basis. I mean, Chloe's picked him, and I can't remember who she was speaking to, but she was basically saying it's like a friendship thing, you know. So she's not entertaining anything at all. It's just, you know, he was the best out of a bad bunch.
It's always that's like the 5-a-side thing, isn't it, Dave? Don't pick me last. Please don't pick me last. But it'll get to the point, you're right with Anton, it will get to a point though where it's got to be like, we can't do any more for you. You've had so many chances. Because if you remember the first season of the Aussie one, that happened with a few of the guys who got nowhere, and they were in and in and in. And then I think Josh, towards the end, he's still with the girl he's with now, but he literally had about 6 or 7 recouplings just because he was such a good guy and a great member of the Villa. Well, that's not what the show's about. So I think Hugo's only going to get a day pass for so long, Dave, unless someone comes in who's blown away by him and he's blown away by her. That's the only thing I can say. I agree. He's definitely not. I'd be amazed if he's still there at the end, even though he's such a good guy.
Yeah, I mean, Anton stayed in for a while, didn't he? He stayed in. He finished third, didn't he? With what's the girl's name? It
was Fingy's daughter, wasn't it? That Tamer Hassan's daughter. The amount of the fucking rise of the Danny Dyer films and stuff. I can't remember her bloody name. Yeah. We saw her in the Trafford Centre, me and Jordan. She was quite tall, actually. Not because we were queuing up to watch Love Island, Dave. We were just passing and she was signing a book. But she's a tall girl, you know. She's a good 6 foot. Right. I can't think of her bloody name. But we weren't together long, were we? Because the dad come in and literally threatening him. And they were like, great couple. And then it's like, oh, we've gone our separate ways, but we'll remain friends. You know, that old nonsense. So yeah, that old bollocks. But I will say, Dave, if somebody who has been quite arrogant and self-centered and all about himself, loves his fucking appearance in the mirror, what do you not want to do? Make him be the sexiest fucking Islander in the game, Dave. Good old Brad takes the winnings. That fucking ego of his, he's getting bigger by the fucking minute with stuff like that. So I think he did deserve it. I think his dance was pretty good in that, Dave. It was pretty... I thought he had the moves more than some of the other guys.
I think Brad will get picked by Rachel, and I think he'll stick around for a while. I think he'll couple up with someone else. He's just too pretty, Chris. And the thing is, they all come in and say, oh yeah, I don't really have a type. And, you know, for me, it's more about personality. Bullshit. And I just think he will. And I don't know. You know, it's only, you know, we're into week 2 now, aren't we? So maybe he'll come out of his shell a little bit more. Maybe we'll see a bit more because we get these edited shows and you get a perception of someone, and then something will happen, and then things will change. So yeah, maybe we'll see a bit more from him, but at the moment, it does just look like he's got no real game other than he's fit as fuck, and all the girls like him. It's not a bad game, If
I was going to say, if you're a kid, that's like if you're a teenager, or that is like your dream, isn't it, Dave? You'd have to use your brains. But eventually, age catches up with all of us. But I will say, Dave, one final point: how predictable was that they were going to go to tomorrow's episode with Rachel? Yeah. It is. I mean, Sam called it straight away before we'd even got to the stage where they were stood there like in the firing squad, and she went, this is going to tomorrow's episode. I went, no. Yeah. I looked at the clock and I thought, hang on, we've got 2 minutes before it finishes. She's right. You know what I mean? She's right. And it was just, there was no need for that cliffhanger, was it? It's not like they were going to win it and they've cliffhanged it. It's just like, we're in the first week, for God's sake. But that is what Love Island's all about. I do think they misstepped on that.
I can't work out when they do and when they don't, because sometimes they'll have the recoupling and then you'll see a little bit of aftermath, and then it will cut to the end. Other times they leave it on a cliffhanger. I'm not invested enough in either Chugs or Brad for that cliffhanger to really mean anything at the moment. But we've spoken about it before, Chris, but I think the drama will be around Jake and Liberty and potentially a bit around Kaz and Toby. But I don't know. I feel like because Toby has held back so much, I think if one of them, if their head's turned, it won't be that much of a drama. Whereas Jake and Liberty, I think that'll be some proper drama there.
No, I agree. So, Mr. Horrocks, big thanks again to our Patreons. Thank you guys for supporting us. Patreon.com/CD Realitycast. And as always, we're going to do the roll of honour for our good friends. So we've got Kent Gustafsson, Lucky Lulu Green, we've got Lauren, Tracy, Haley, Hennessy Green, Susan, and the wonderful Priscilla. So thank you guys for tuning in and supporting us. And thanks everybody for tuning in and reaching out to us. I've had some great ones. I've just got to read out, Dave, this tweet. And honestly, when you read something and it makes you giggle, and I'm like, you said to me about my Birds in the Loft story is not going to go anywhere. Is right. So
no, I think I said the opposite. It's sticking around. Sorry.
No. Don't worry, Dave. I usually can never understand anything news. I'm off with the fairies out most of the time.
Well, we nearly had a bit of a fuck up last night, didn't we?
Well, yeah. Well, let's not go into that. So anyway, this is from Gail, and her Twitter handle is at GemMagsS1. Brilliant. She's put, I'm still laughing at the birds in the attic. I've told my hubby that's what he has to say now to warn me. So at least it did some good, Dave. Anyway, but fucking brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. So,
and also, Chris, we've got one from Khaleesi Brock in Australia, and she says, I hope she gets rid of Dopey Brad.
She's not wrong.
Yeah.
Oh, brilliant. So if you do want to sort of interact with us one way or the other, guys, on social media at CD Realitycast. If you want to email us, cdrealitycast@gmail.com. So thank you so much, everyone, again. We're still going, Dave. Fucking this we're still rocking. We know that there's another series of Love Island on the horizon this week, and he's showing me noticing at work, Dave, to get all this done. So.
we had our Saturday off, didn't we? So that was the first water station in the marathon. So we've just got to see through this week, and then we're like a third of the. Oh no! I keep thinking it's 6 weeks, UK, but you're saying it's like 2 months. Fucking hell, you bastards. I
know. I mean, the American one's usually been a month, and it's usually 4 weeks. So I'm hoping that the US one is 4 weeks. For the love of God, save us. And then we've got fucking Katie and all them other fucking dead legs in the fucking Bachelorette. Oh my God. But we love it. We're not saying that. We love it. So anyway, Mr. Horrocks, it's time for us to go. So I will see you tomorrow, my friend.
Bye now.